Good morning. Welcome back to Saturday Morning Qigong with the Alexandria Museum of Art and, of course, the Levy Tai Chi School. I am, as always, your host, Lao Shi Paul Nettles. We are still trickling in. We're still trickling into class here. It is Saturday, July 24th, and I was on the way in. I was, as always, kind of thinking about what we might discuss this morning before we start class, and my thoughts were running to a very moribund side, a very dark side. So we're going to just dispense with all that. The main thing I want to mention this morning is the museum. The museum has given me a generous, gracious grant to be here every Saturday. We've been here for several years now. And if you've listened to most of the videos, you know that I started my teaching out on the levee, under the pavilion, out in the weather with Georgia and Leslie, if she's watching, and a bunch of us on and off as the years passed. And we went through heat and cold and rain and mayflies and whatever the weather brought, we were in it. And while it was at times very rewarding and very pleasant at times, it was also, like today, blisteringly hot. If you've been outside yet, even for a few minutes, you know it is sweltering right now. It is July in Louisiana. So I am thankful for air conditioning. I am thankful for this beautiful facility we have. It is a beautiful place. It is very, very quiet. It is got a nice even floor. George doesn't miss the cobblestones out there on the levee. It has its ups and downs, but today I'm going to look at the ups. It is a nice place to be, and I am thankful to the museum for letting us be here. And I hope to continue to be here in future. So I've got some beginners in class. I've got some moderates, some experts, so we have a nice mixed class today. My plan was to do a minimal speaking. I have, if you haven't heard, I officially began my job at the VA 2 weeks ago teaching, and we didn't really begin teaching until yesterday. Really, and so we hit it with a tremendous stride, and I had 5 classes in one day, so I'm tired of talking. So we're going to do yeah, I know, right? Didn't think it could happen, did you? So we're going to do a minimal beginner's class today. We're going to get just the basics down. We'll worry about the philosophies and the fine points of movement. We'll save that for another time. So to begin with, I'm going to find my spot back here. Over the couch. So for my beginners, if you've got no experience with Qigong, don't worry about it. It's a very simple form. The main things are a nice vertical stance without dragging yourself up. You want to just stay nice and tall. Knees stay bent. We don't lock our knees until one point when I'll tell you to. We're going to breathe in through our nose, out through the mouth, nice and circular. All our postures are very circular, very smooth. I'm going to flow through them. Don't hold your breath at any point. And as we breathe, when I say breathe in, you're going to fill your lungs completely up as deeply as you can, and then breathe out as far as you can. So you've got a nice, big, deep cycle of breath all the way through. As we go through, you'll find points where I'm going to say breathe in, and I'm saying breathe in and breathe in and breathe in, and you're like, I'm done breathing in. No big deal. Breathe out slowly, breathe in again. Keep the cycle going. You don't ever want to start breathing in and stop and wait for me to finish. Go ahead and keep breathing. You're going to find very quickly in Qigong, like in most meditations, the breathing is the main part. The mechanics of the body are entirely secondary. It's the breathing that's important. So keep the breath smooth and even, very deep and very empty as you go through. We're going to time our breathing to our movements. I'll show you how to do all that. You don't come with verbal cues and things. It's real straightforward. The form we're doing is called the 8 Silken Changes, the Baduan Yin. My pronunciation is at all correct. We were discussing Mandarin this morning. It is 8 postures, done 8 times each. It's slow and rhythmic in a silken manner, nice and smooth, and you'll see how it runs that way. We're going to begin with a standalone posture. It's called a Sao. It's a salutation of sorts. So we'll start with that. We'll practice one posture 8 times. We'll do a Sao, Another posture 8 times, another sow. We'll keep going that way. So, if we're ready, feet together, relaxed, nothing rigid. Make sure your shoulders are dropped, hands are loose, nice and comfortable. All right, to sow, what we'll do, standing, we'll just take a deep breath in, fill your lungs all the way up. We're going to breathe out. We're going to sink just on our knees. So our torso stays straight. We're going to sink straight down. Our hips come straight down. We'll get just to our comfort level. This is not exercise per se. This is exercise. The physical is secondary. So down to your comfort level, we'll do a little gentle brush of our fingers across the back of our hand. We're going to breathe in, come all the way up, and then down again. So it's a big round cycle. Simple to do. So standing, nice and straight, let your lungs expand. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. You're going to breathe out. You want to empty your lungs as you get to that comfort point, down low. Little brush. Breathe in. And you want to fill your lungs as you get all the way vertical. Let your head go back comfortably. Give yourself a good stretch. Roll your palms over. And then breathe out. Come straight down. Let your head come forward. Breathe out. And that's it. Simple as that. That's the sow. Now, long breath, long breath. Like I say, I'm going to reinforce this with you. If it takes 2 breaths, if it takes 3, if it takes 4, so be it. Breathe slow and easy. As you practice this, your lung capacity increases, of course, because you're using it. And one day, like Georgia and I, and probably Joan, you hit a point where you get it in 1 breath, and you go, oh my God, I'm there. Cool.
Makes you calmer too.
It very much does. That deep breathing is going to roll back the limbic system. It's going to let your blood pressure drop. It's going to slow your heart rate. It's going to hypercharge your body with oxygen. So like I say, the breathing is the key. Everything else is secondary. All right, first posture. And we have these wonderful Chinese metaphor names. I don't know them in Cantonese, so don't worry. The first posture is lifting the heavens. So we're going to step out, shoulder width, with one very careful step. I'm going to adjust the camera, so don't mind me wobbling. I'm just getting back in the camera's view here. What we're going to do is starting nice and low, hands relaxed. We're just going to breathe in until about our collarbone height. At that point, your lungs are full. We're going to roll our hands. We're going to breathe out and go all the way up. And then back in, and back out. Nice, big, straight system. So, we're going to breathe in. Fill your lungs as you rise. You want to be full about right there. Let your hands roll. Let your head go back. Breathe out. All the way up. Again, give yourself a good stretch. Roll the palms over. We're going to breathe in. Again, fill your lungs just as you get to your collarbones. And then breathe out all the way down. At the bottom, just roll your hands nice and slow. There you go. Breathe in. And out. In. And out. In. Out. In. And out. We're going to do 8 of these. I'll keep the count for you. You just watch me for the pace. Just go easy through it, nice and slow. Get back to your center. We'll close this out. So, one more deep breath, nice and tall. Breathe out, sink. Let your torso stay straight. Good. Breathe in. And out. All right. If you ask any person who's begun this form more than once, that means like this whole side of the room, matter of fact, they will tell you, like I'll tell you, going slow is the hardest part of this whole thing. We are Westerners, we want to go on the next thing, we want to get going, we want to move, go, go, go. We're living way in the future. This is going to make you stay in the right now. Especially as you're first learning, because you're trying to figure out the movements and mechanics are a little difficult sometimes. So you're staying right here going, oh, we're doing that right, okay. Balancing your breath and your stance and your breathing and your movement and your mind. It's a lot. We work at it. This is a practice. This is an ongoing practice. If you find yourself outrunning me, just say, okay, it's all good. Slow down a little bit. It will come, won't it, Jane? It comes with time. It takes practice. It takes repetition. You can get there. That's why self-care is so hard for us. We have a hard time. Self-care feels like being lazy. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing it for me only. Oh, this is wrong. I can't do this. This is self-care. This is taking about an hour to yourself to move slowly. That's against everything we've ever understood. So it's tough. And we practice. All right, so next posture. Owl gazes backward. Go back to our shoulder width. Nice and slow. Yeah, adjust a little bit. All right. We're going to hold our hands behind our back comfortably. No gripping. It's nice and easy. Make sure your feet stay planted, well rooted. What we're going to do is twist around and back both ways. Your body wants to do this so you can get way, way, way around. It's not about getting way, way around. It's about letting everything limber out and stretch. So feet stay flat and planted. Everything else will turn very gently both directions. I always tell people if you got a bad back, bad knees, bad joints, be wary with this one. We're going to go slow, but watch those little twinges of pain that foretell injury coming. Go easy. If you can't do it, stand with us and breathe. If nothing else, again, the breath is the key. The body mechanics are secondary. So, hands behind our back. We're going to begin to our left. So, feet planted, we're going to breathe in and just twist around very gently, as far as you can go comfortably. And then breathe out, come back to your center. And then to your right, breathe in. And out. To your left, in. Out. In. And out. Let's continue.
Should you be breathing through your nose or mouth at the time?
In through your nose, out through your mouth.
Every time?
Every time. center, hands relaxed. We'll step back to our center stance. One more sound. Deep breath. In. And out. I always take great pains to help you understand this is not exercise per se. In the Chinese philosophy, the mind and body are one thing. You work one, you work the other. So what we're doing is a mental exercise. The physical is secondary. I say that to step into the next posture, which is very physical. There's definitely some irony in the 8 silken changes. So we're going to change our stance for one thing. We're going to what's called horse stance. If you've done martial arts, you know what horse stance is. Those of you who don't, we're going to step out one time shoulder width. And as you get your foot flat, shift your weight well to that side. Step out again, shoulder width. Be comfortable. Now, be aware this floor is very slick. You're like me, you've got some low-soled shoes. Be very careful. You will slide out and hurt yourself. So be very aware of your stance. Now, if you want to, you can do this down low. You do not need to. Again, this is not physical per se. If you feel the need to do a little burning, then go ahead. Go ahead and drop down some. All right, forearms tucked in, loose-handed. We'll begin to our left. Just going to reach out all the way. This is draw bow, shoot tiger. So we're going to breathe in. We're going to come around 1/2 circle with a very gentle twist of the torso. Let your lungs fill as you get that full 180. Now, if you ever shot a bow and arrow, you understand one's got to hold the bow. So this time our right hand comes up and forward. There's our bow. Our string's in our left hand. We're going to breathe out and draw ourselves with the string to the left. Notice my knee is dropping. That keeps my torso straight. And lets this drop. The little tug inside that tendon in your right leg. All right, forearm tucked in. Open the hand. Breathe in. It's a mirror image. Come all the way around. Left hand comes up and forward for the bow. Right hand holds the string. Breathe out. Shift to your right. Let your lungs empty. Hold your weight right there. Forearm tucked in. Breathe in. And out. Right holds the bow, left draws the string. If you're getting advanced at this, and this is fairly comfortable for you, when you transfer side to side, make sure your hips stay at the same height. Breathe out. Nice flat transfer across the form. Breathe in. And out. In and out. In, out, in, and let's continue. Breathe out. Relax the hands. Let's step back to our center with 2 steps. So shift over, step, and step. Good. All right. One more sow. You will probably see me yawn most of the morning. That is normal. That's how I respond to relaxing. I have done this for a number of years now, and my body is triggered by this to calm itself automatically, and so I yawn a lot for whatever reason. You may find all kinds of things happening. Dizziness, euphoria, tingling in the extremities, all kinds of little things occur. Your stomach may grumble. All that's normal. All that's normal. You may yawn like me. If issues like dizziness or euphoria continue, then you tell me something's gone wrong. It's unusual, but it can happen. So just be aware. All right, next posture. Stars fall to earth. Looks like touch your toes and is not. Touch your toes, we're worried about getting our fingers around our toes and stretch that tendon out in the back of your leg. Stars fall to earth is about letting the spine be limber and soft. So what we're going to do is breathe in, like lifting the heavens, but breathe in one breath all the way up. We'll roll forward from the waist. Like the sow, we'll drop down with our knees and do a scoop and breathe in again. The important thing is let the spine relax as you come forward. Don't try to make sure you're doing it right. Let your head pull you forward, let your arms pull you forward, and you're just going to hang there for a moment. If you are blessed with good flexible tendons and you get down to the ground, cool. If you can't, no big deal. It's about your spine, not your tendons. All right, so let's go back to our shoulder width. And again, from down here up is a long breath. Do it in 2, do it in 3, whatever it takes. Just make it slow and easy.
Just inhale down.
We're going to exhale down, empty it out, and then we'll scoop and breathe in. All right, so starting from here, again, we're going to take one breath or 2 all the way up. So just breathe in. Nice, easy pace. Roll the hands, head goes back. Breathe in all the way up. Again, give yourself a stretch. Now, lock your knees very briefly. We're going to bend from the waist. Breathe out and just roll forward. Let your spine relax. Your core muscles have your support. Let your spine be limber. Now, we're going to drop our knees like the sow. Let your hips come straight down. Scoop. Breathe in, straightening your knees first, then your back. Nice, slow unroll. Breathe in all the way up. Stretch. Again, lock your knees briefly. Breathe out, roll forward. Let your head pull you forward. Let your arms pull you forward. Drop the hips. Scoop. Breathe in. And out. Scoop. Breathe in. Let's continue. Scoop. Breathe in, this time just to your vertical. Roll your hands and breathe out. Nice, smooth close. Back to your center. One more sound. Now, the best is yet to come. Next posture. Lion shakes mane and wags tail. This is a very physical piece. If you've been watching, you've done this a couple times, you'll notice the first two postures are warm-up. They just limber us out, get us in that mindset of moving slowly and breathing deeply. It starts the process of rolling the mind back, rolling the blood pressure back, smoothing the respiration. The next postures are very physical. We've seen that so far. It's going to continue a little bit. And then we'll do some diaphragm work and begin to take the energy we have cultivated and this mindset we've cultivated and get it moving. So, lion wags tail is the horse stance. So again, we're going to step out shoulder width, mind your footing, shift well over, step out again. Make sure you got a good grip on the floor. Now, there are two ways around this. You can, as the original style suggests, rest your hands on your hips. This will allow your arms to hold the weight of your torso and your core as you roll forward like stars fall to earth. Give yourself some support, some buttressing there. The Western style is as Georgia is standing behind your back. So when you roll forward, your core is holding itself up. There's no extra support. If your back's bothering you, if you got a weak back, if you just don't feel like hurting yourself, this is how it was originally done. So don't feel bad about this. I've been doing this a lot recently. You can go either way. Either one's perfectly fine. Just be aware of your spine and its health. Now, what we'll do is breathe out, roll forward. First thing we'll do is turn the left foot out. So I think you can kind of see on the camera there. Turn that foot out. What we're going to do is breathe in and roll our torso up one side. This protects the knee from injury. We're going to bend at a diagonal the way our knee is designed to work rather than trying to push against the joint and risk injury. So that foot is turned out. We're going to breathe out, roll forward. Now, we're going to shift our weight off our hips to our left. We're going to breathe in and roll up very slow. Do not go past vertical. Don't keep trying to push yourself back into a curve. Vertical is plenty. Breathe out. Come back down the way you came. Let your left toes come in. Right side goes out. Shift to your right. Breathe in. Rise up. Weight stays on your right leg. Breathe out. Come back down. Big pendulum swing. Right toes come in. Left goes out. Breathe in. And out. Very controlled movement. Change feet. Breathe in. And out. Again, breathe in. Out. In. And out. Let's continue. spine out nice and slow. Let your hands relax. Back to your center. 2 steps. Whew. One more sound. Deep breath. Next posture, marry heavens and earth and separate heavens and earth. This is when the mental side of this really shines. The movements are very simple through the upper body with the hands. Your mind is going to wander. Whether you're a beginner, whether you're advanced, whether you've been at this for years and years, your mind's going to wander off. You're not doing very much very physical, so it's the opportunity for it to run off and worry about other things. When it does, I promise you it will, bring yourself back to your breath. Do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it with compassion. Do not beat yourself up in here. No one's going to point and laugh at you because you're doing something wrong, your mind's not working right. We're all facing the same issue. All are geared the same way. Our amygdala is a hardwired piece of old tech back there, and it is designed to think, to run, to look at all formalities and things that may come to us and endanger us. So it's used to doing that. What you have to learn to do is let it go. Just let it run off. You're going to stay here. And you practice it, and you practice it, and you practice some more every chance you get. So, this is a good practice time. Back to our shoulder width. All right. Left hand, palm down by your collarbones. Right hand down low in the earth. What we're going to do is marry the earth to the heavens. So we'll just breathe in, lift this hand up until they're parallel with our collarbone. The upturned palm is going to roll. We're going to separate the two. Head goes back and push apart. Give yourself a stretch. Do not torque over. Just nice and straight. Palms together. Breathe in. Turn palm rolls, breathe out. In. Out. In. And out. Nice deep breaths. In, out, in, and out. Let's continue. point the upturned palm, rolls, and you breathe out. All right, back to your center. One more sound. Quantity sits on throne. So we have finished the warm-up, physical stuff, the mental piece. These last two postures will take this energy we've cultivated, hence the term Qigong, energy cultivation, and begin to use it. These are diaphragmatic exercises, a big muscle plate in the middle of the body works your lungs for you. It's going to be a lot of huffing, a lot of expulsion of air. The important thing here, relax your throat. Now, if you've done, I'm not picking on Daniel, if you've done martial arts, you're used to, in every instance of attack, exhaling sharply with a pop. We're doing the same thing, but with a relaxed throat. There's a little tonal difference there, and it's not, don't tighten up through this. It is a punching drill, but it's a very different punching drill. And I'm going to show you how. Out to our horse stance. So we're going to shift out. Shift again. All right, now I have found I'm a little slippery in here, so I'm going to go kind of shallow today. Be very aware of your rooting. Now, forearms tucked in, vitally important. Loose fist. None of this. This is easy. I'm not going aggressive. Nice and loose. What we'll do is take a deep breath in. As you saw me earlier, we're going to breathe out. We're going to punch forward to our center very slowly. We're going to save a little extension in the arm and a little breath for that pop. So we'll breathe out. I'm just going to show you. We'll breathe out and my mouth was open, relaxed, throat was relaxed, and just puffed out. What we'll do then, raise our fingers, we'll roll out what's called a silk reeling hand, and we'll breathe back in to the opposite side, and we'll keep cycling. So, beginning with our left, take a deep breath in. Breathe out slow. Save a little extension, a little breath, and good jam. Roll, breathe in, and out. Good. Breathe in, out. In, out. Let's continue. Breathe in. Hands come to rest. Go back to your center. Excuse me. 2 steps. Right. And sow. I've always admired that posture, the way it is balanced in terms of aggression, and then take that aggression back inside and cooling it again. We're punching, which is a very aggressive act. That silk reeling hand tempers that aggression. We're not trying to get an adrenaline rush going. Adrenaline, as you know, comes up and crashes. We don't want that crash. We want a little bit of lift countered by, no, just, it's okay, go easy. That keeps that energy level and low and consistent over several hours. Right? That little up and down you get when you almost in a wreck in traffic. Your body responds, limbic system crashes, oh my God, and then you're like, oh, I'm exhausted. This is a nice long burn energy. Now, Quan Ti gives you a nice awareness of your diaphragm. We're going to use it again, this time with a little difference. Stamp the earth, which we will change a little bit as well, is another diaphragm work piece. This time we're going to breathe in all the way. As we rise up on the balls of our toes, we're going to breathe out and dump the entire lungful in one big go. Mouth relaxed, throat relaxed. It's going to be a long, noisy huff. Let that air out as fast as you can. That diaphragm is going to tighten down and shove into your chest cavity. Let your lungs dump out. Now, I am proudly vaccinated, but I am going to breathe down. I don't want to breathe on anybody just to be polite. But it will be a very explosive breath, and it will last. The more you practice, the bigger your lung capacity grows, and the more you have breath to blow out. Now, if you were on grass, sand, deep carpet, had good thick sole shoes, we would rise up, lock our knees, and bounce on our heels. Now, because we're on concrete, there's zero given here. It's going to hurt knees and ankles and back and everything. So we are going to rise up and bounce through our knees. Take that impact off your spine. Now, I do recommend if you're at home, if you're somewhere soft, where you've got a good support underneath you, by all means, lock your knees and bounce. It's very refreshing. It kind of bounces the body. The whole thing is a little system shock, and you wake up, and it's that same adrenaline thing, but a little bit of it. And here we modify it for necessity. So, I will say this. This is when everyone gets off balance, and that means everyone. Georgia laughs. She knows. She sees me fall. It takes a long time for me to fall. When you get off balance, drop everything else, catch yourself, and get the next one. It's not vitally important that you stay with us every chance. It does help some people, not myself unfortunately, if you pick a horizontal line on the horizon above your head to focus on. It helps some people kind of stay balanced. If you find yourself off balance, try that. It may work. If not, don't sweat it. It happens. All right, so out to our shoulder width. We're going to grasp our hands behind our back again. Now, this breath should be calm, but it is a little faster. This is a very short distance coming up on your toes. So you're going to breathe in fairly quickly. So in and out. Don't be afraid of the noise. Breathe in. In. One more. center. And our closing sound. Just as a brief, semi-personal aside, I've grown to enjoy that posture, not because of what we're doing, but because I have gained a surprising awareness of my diaphragm. It's something we don't really think about. You don't think about breathing. You don't need to think about it, obviously. So when you take control and you start working that muscle, and of course it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. In my case, when I exhale suddenly like that, I can feel the tension all the way around my spine, across my ribs, everywhere it anchors, I can feel pulling in. And I can feel that immense muscle, that plate just shoving upwards. It's an interesting feeling. It's not bad, it's just different, like flexing a muscle, that's all we're doing. But it's a very intriguing idea that you have this huge thing that just, it's a big bellows inside you, and you can make it stronger, make it more efficient. When you do that, you improve your lung function, which keeps you off things like ventilators and incentive spirometers and breathing treatments. You're improving your lung capacity. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing. So, that's the form. For you at home, as always, and for us here, if you can practice daily, by all means do so. This is a morning thing. This is not an afternoon thing. Well, it's okay, afternoon. Night thing, definitely not. What you're going to find is 3 to 5 hours of nice, low, moderate, consistent energy now. Do it at night, you're not going to sleep. You're not going to be wide awake, but you're going to lay there going, well, that was kind of dumb. I'm all wound up now. So, not a nighttime thing. Definitely a morning thing. I used to teach a class at the VA about 2 o'clock, and it seemed to help people over that little 2, 3 o'clock post-lunch slump. Gets you into the evening. You get home, then you can relax. So, practice as you can. If it's once a week, then so be it. If it's once a day, marvelous. If you don't have time to do the full 8, do 8 times 4 each. Do 2 each. If you do nothing but the sow, if you do nothing but stand there and breathe, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Sometimes it's all you can manage, just 1 sow and you're done. That's fine. No one's judging. As long as you're moving forward, you're moving forward. And as we've said before, and George is a perfect example, you keep doing this and you look back and one day you've been at this for 10 years, or 15 or 20, and you think, my God, look at all these changes that have happened. Look at my focus, look at my physical strength, look at my flexibility. All these things improve incrementally, slowly, in small, small ways. You won't notice it day to day. You will see it long term. So stick with it, enjoy it, reap the benefits that you have earned. You have worked for them. So we will resume next Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, 3rd floor gallery, Alexandria Museum of Art, 2nd and Murray Street. If you get the chance, the 34th September competition is on display downstairs. It is a marvelous show. I do not say that because I'm also in it, but I do have a piece in this show. I'm very proud of that. It is a great show. So if you get the chance, come see September competition. It'll be up, I think, the next 2, maybe 2.5 months. Well worth seeing. It's a great show this year. And we will resume next Saturday. Until then, as always, please stay safe and be well.